Oh, we got 13 viewers already.
Wow.
Oh
13
man,
viewers. Oh man.
All right,
Oh man. What's up, Facebook Live?
we got Mr. Big Time on here. Tap.
Austin Truler.
We got hopefully your Sunday's going well. Facebook, we're getting on here to give you guys a little bit of some Sunday afternoon content since all the races are canceled. So hopefully we're still good. So yeah, if you have any questions, we got world famous Matt Dadas and Gage Burch in the house here. So make sure you share the live feed. We'll just kind of answer some questions, kind of talk for 45 minutes or an hour or so. So feel free to tune in. And if you have any questions, you can put those in the comments and I'll try to see them. So this is our first attempt to do this live like this. So bear with
Three
us.
kids taking over the SFG page.
Yes, we're just taking over SFG for the day. So I guess we got a pretty good group on. So why don't you guys just kind of start by, obviously, I think everybody knows Gage Burch, big $525,000 winner last year at the SFG 500. And then Matt Dadas, truck owner of the Danger Ranger. So why don't Gage, maybe you just start by recapping your off season a little bit and then some of what you've been doing so far this year.
Well, I guess in Florida we aren't really used to an off season per se, but this pandemic we're going through right now kind of gave us an off season like the rest of you guys. So it's just something we're not really used to and not really sure what to do with myself. I haven't been able to race for 3 weeks, so kind of literally playing board games last night in cornhole at the house. So doing racetrack things at the house, I guess.
What board games are you playing?
Cards Against Humanity, Apples to Apples.
Oh boy.
All that stuff. Actually, Apples to Apples, we haven't really played. Donovan just dropped all the cards on the floor, so we paid 52 pickup a couple times.
So what have you been? You've been winning a lot of races, Gage. What have you been winning?
Oh man, just a few little races around here, 2,500, $5,000, 1,500, stuff like that. Nothing humongous, but gets the job done.
It's better than Matt or I have been able to do this year. So
Yeah.
How about you, Dadas? What's going on in Vermillion, Ohio?
Well, it's high wind gusts today, but pretty nice, 60 degrees.
It's in a weather show.
Yeah, this is not, but yeah, high wind gusts today. But no, we actually set the motor down in the Ranger about probably 20 minutes ago or so.
Right.
Should be hopefully running maybe by the end of the day. I don't know. We'll see. Kind of just doing the off season thing for right now. It's still March, but we're anxious to get at it. Pandemic kind of has us down a little bit, but we'll get through it and we'll be able to race at some point. We'll have everything ready, fresh, ready to go. New motorhome. Just kind of everything's fresh. I mean, Starfire's fresh, Ranger's fresh. My dad's Camaro's ready to go. Got some other cars sitting in the shop, ready to go. So yeah, just a lot of racing stuff, but not quite a lot of racing, I guess. So.
Tell us how you're gonna break in that Trexter.
Well, I mean, as of a couple of days ago, I thought it was going to be Gage breaking it in for no time run 20 grander, but that's I don't know that that's going to happen, but we'll see. I mean, I'll just let her idle for a while, run her through some fuel, and be good enough.
Oh yeah.
How about you, Austin?
How about me? Oh man,
Yeah.
I haven't been able to get much done at all, but we've got like 60 viewers on here. The man Kyle Riley has just joined the watching. So yeah, we're just for everybody on Facebook, we're trying out this multi-person live feed deal to give you guys something to do on Sunday since every sporting event and race in the world has been canceled. So we're just gonna, drop any questions that you have for any of us in the comments, and we'll try to get to those. We had one question come in earlier, if you guys saw that. But somebody was wondering I'll rephrase the question a little bit, but what do you guys drink throughout the racing day to make sure that you are as good as you are all day?
I saw this question earlier.
Yeah,
you rephrased it well.
Yeah.
Ricky Bobby might not have thought you rephrased it well, but I'm personally I don't know, I guess kind of drink some Coke, Sprite. A lot of people are not big pop drinkers. I drink some pop during the day. A lot of lemonade. Drink a lot of lemonade. I don't know about Gage. I think he's a Gatorade kind of guy.
A lot of
I drink Propel and Mountain Dew. That's about it. that's pretty much it.
Red Bull. Red Bull when you drive all night to get to it.
No, I'd have been way too pumped if I put a Red Bull in there. I can't even smell those things much less eat them or drink them.
So, yeah, I don't know if you need any Red Bull. Brian Glegor wants to know, George, how'd you get so good looking?
I'm really Ryan Gleghorn. I just shaved my beard finally.
Oh man. Let's see what Kyle said. And Kyle says, Matt Dadas, you got to join the SFG 50K and Up Club in 2020. Oh, a little dig from Kyle there.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
yeah, that's true.
God.
Matt Dadas hasn't sealed the deal at SFG race. What's the deal with that, Matt?
I got a semifinal curse. I've been in 100 grand semifinal, 50 grand semifinal, and can't ever seal the deal. 15 grand semifinal, just
because you're not in that truck. That's why.
Yeah, I think it might be my tool of choice. I might need to kick Gage out of the truck.
Oh man. Gage, what's the story behind that check behind you?
Yeah, I'm at Don Williams' house right now. There he is. We're just hanging out in his bedroom right now. We just got done playing some sprint car stuff, really. And he won the 3-day, cracked him at the 3-day at West Palm for 10 grand. I wasn't even there, but proud of him, Yeah, I left early.
Yeah, I thought that was one of your checks behind you. You're showing off.
No.
What's all right, let's talk about NASCAR iRacing. Have you guys seen this?
Can we make that into an SFG event? iRacing.
That's what
SFG.
I'm trying to figure out. How can we do that for drag racing? Because it's pretty cool looking.
Yeah, I would be totally in on that. I don't know. It would probably take a little engineering to get a bracket in on.
I know.
On iRacing, but I think it's 2020. I mean, I
think we could do it.
Pandemic, but it's 2020. And
if you're watching and you know how to make something like that, let us know. I know some people that might be able to invest in it. It might be winners of the SFG 500. We have another question here. Is Carly going to drive the truck this year? What do you think?
I believe she's going to make an appearance in the women's race at the SFG 500.
In the truck, in the famed truck.
Ranger.
In the truck.
Goodness. So you heard it here, Carly Truler.
Yeah.
In the Danger Ranger, the ladies race, the 500 and the million, maybe.
I mean, if there's a ladies race, she's in the truck.
Oh, there is. There is.
Her and Gage will be tripled in it. Gage will have 2. She'll have 1 in the ladies race.
Let her have 2. Might as well.
Yeah, it's got a good tranny cooler. It's good. Well, we just showed that on another front, but we're good.
Kyle's got a question.
Kyle's got a question. What's your question, Kyle? All right. So when the racing season starts, what are you guys hitting this year, and what are you most excited for? Obviously, the SFG races. Which ones are you going to hit for us?
Man,
I mean, I think
I
Have
think
at
me
it,
and Matt
Gage.
are trying to get all of them, really. I mean, at least most of them that are feasible. And definitely the 1.1 million and the 500. Those are two big ones that we're pretty much going to go to no matter what.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I'm with you there. I'm excited for the 1.1. I'm a huge fan of Martin. Always have been, even before the SFG stuff. But yeah, definitely a 1.1. 500 at South Georgia. That's going to be big. Gotta take it down south a little bit, which that'll be cool to get, some more
You
local
got
guys
this new
from that area.
motorhome, so you got this new motorhome.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to get the miles on it.
Yeah, we're gonna put some miles on it. Gage and I are gonna hook her up to the stacker and hopefully go all over.
See if it holds up.
There we go. Oh, I remember what we're supposed to talk about on here. We have this new series called How I Want It with Gage and Matt and Justin Hutto, who down from Houston and Global Share Marketing. So the four of us have gotten together and we are putting together a mini series called Jegs How I Want It. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna have like a 3-ish minute video dropped each day on Facebook, and we're going to go through every round of the 500. We're going to have Gage and Matt talk through the round, kind of what their thoughts were as the crew chief and the driver. Get some good reactions from Gage as we see him hold 8 and then go through at like 92 miles per hour in the truck. So that should be cool. That'll come out sometime this week. We'll start that and it'll go for like 10 days. So be sure to check that. What else? How do you guys feel about that series? Did you guys like filming that? Hello?
Oh yeah. Hey.
There you are. I see.
Can you hear me?
Austin, I think your connection's a little
hello?
a little bit.
I think we're good.
Oh no. Are you good?
All right. So,
okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Question from my SFG team. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, can I please combine Jegs SFG 500 presented by All Star and the SFG 1.1 million and pay 1.1 million or 1.6 million, please 1.5, please? It would cost 2,900. All right, Kyle's at it again with his his ideas. What do you think? Do we? I guess what's your take on next year? Do you think in 2021 we need to race for 2 million, or what are your thoughts on this, boys?
Man, I don't. That's that'd be unheard of for sure. Obviously, I mean at this point, I mean that's the SFG's got the biggest paying race in drag racing right now. So I mean I don't see the way the 500 went and participation wise. And, I mean, I think from the the hype the 1.1's getting, I don't see why you couldn't do a 2 million.
Yeah, 100%. I see 2,900 for 1.6 million being a success.
You think that's a good deal? You're in that? You're doubled in that?
That sounds like I'd definitely double if I went. I went single for 1.6 million.
No, can't single for 1.6 million.
I mean, you can't even enter $1 million races for 2,900. You can race for 1.6 million. That's crazy. Make the split on that.
That's crazy. Sit on that for a second. Kyle, you're at it again. So what I guess I don't know if I cut out before, but if you couldn't hear me, check out the series that we're gonna have, How I Want It, dropping this week sometime. Justin Hutto is working really hard on getting that edited up. It's gonna be really cool. What are some of your guys' takeaways, or like, I mean, maybe like, what was the coolest thing that we saw in the first few rounds that we filmed that we could give as a little teaser? What's one of those rounds that sticks out?
Man, I don't know about rounds that sticks out other than just the whole layout of it, like giving the insight of what actually happened and kind of a thought behind what actually happened is pretty cool. Like, I mean, I think it should be maybe kind of a norm in some of these big races. You see it go down on live feed, but now you get a little bit more insight on it, I guess, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, we're gonna have when we drop these videos, we're gonna have all the times or all the ETs and everything. We're also gonna have weather information and notes from the time slips that that Matt has kept, so we can show you weather changes, all the weather changes by not responding hardly at all. So we're we're good there. But yeah, should be a cool deal. Gage, anything to add on the new series coming out?
Oh man, I'm pretty excited, but it's just really cool deal to be a part of, and I feel like hopefully people can take something away from it, and me and Matt are just glad to be part of it and show you guys what it's like on the other side of racing, not just a live feed, what we do when we're not on the track, I guess, to prepare for each round and stuff is pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I think you guys should have like a camera that just follows you around all the time. And you can just show your lives to people.
Maybe we can get Gage a like a helmet or like a headband.
Yes.
And just wear it around all day.
Yes.
We'd have a reality TV show.
Gage, I'm gonna mount a GoPro to your helmet and a microphone inside your helmet, and you're gonna wear that every round, and we're gonna try to get some good
Ryan Leghorn style.
Yeah. That's what we need. All right, so what else? I also want to talk about while we're all stuck at home, we'll start with Matt. Maybe Matt, do you have some good what's like your best racing memory or the best race you've ever won, or your favorite race that you've won?
I would honestly, it's hard to top the both the 500s last year, but I think for me, personally, the Norwalk's Halloween Classic has meant a lot to me for a long time. My dad's won it twice. They have a grand champion runoff. He's won that. And then this year I was able to win the win Super Pro side and then win the grand championship to win my second Halloween Classic. So I'd have to say I don't know this for sure, but I think my dad and I are maybe one of very few, or if not the only people who have ever won it twice and won grand championships with it. And I guess I went to that race as a little kid, and I don't know, that one just kind of sinks in for me. That's my home track, and it's just a special deal. The Halloween Classic it's a party with a race pretty much, but it's a good time if you can make it all the way through, I guess, because it's a marathon. Yeah,
that's one you always have to go to because you always pretty much win, it seems like. That one, and then that Mopar race that Norwalk has.
Oh
too.
Yeah.
You're pretty much guaranteed to win there.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's fun.
All right, George.
Matt's a Mopar guy at heart.
Matt's a Mopar guy. Gage, best. Other than the 500, I guess. What else have you won that sticks out to you in your career? You've won so much, but
I think
I've got a couple races that I guess were kind of races that put me on the map, I'd say. Like one of the first times I started traveling, me and my buddy Joe Tomo went to the WFC. And it was actually my first time like kind of traveling like super far and going to a race and stuff. And I ended up winning there. And then from there on out, just kind of got me into new rides. Like new people were like looking out, and just so many more experiences you can just get a hold of because of something you did like that. Like you wouldn't believe how many people I've met just because of that. And actually it was the same day that Lucas Walker won the 20, and now me and him go around racing together. And the very next year I went to a no box race, my first year driving for him, and won a $5,000 driving for him in his white Mustang, and that was pretty cool. Those two races kind of, I think, put my name on the map really, and kind of just showed me, hey, I need to start doing this more. Like I can do pretty good at it, and kind of just make it happen.
Yeah, for sure. You've been put on the map for a while, since junior dragster racing, I'd say. Before we even got to know each other, I would hear about you junior dragster racing. And so I think something that we could talk about, maybe that you guys could share some insight into, is you're both pretty much been able to kind of become like, full-time racers ish. I mean, off of some of the success you've had and like sponsorships and that kind of stuff. So what's the take on, is it feasible to do? Is it something that more people could potentially start doing? And if so, like, what's holding people back from, I think, being able to take that step into like making bracket racing their career? Because I think that's what you guys are trying to do. So,
man, I mean, really, I think for me and Matt, I don't think we could really, I mean, I guess because of last year, we could for a little bit make it a career for a couple years or whatnot, but it's not something I don't think that could be our career for life. I mean, unless we had the help of like a super sponsor or someone like that would just back us wherever we went, then it'd be feasible. But usually we just do it on our own, and we have a few people that help us here and there, and thanks to them. But it's something that's probably not feasible for the long run. But for now, it's pretty good, I guess.
I'm gonna enjoy the ride while it's here. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
think I would.
How about you, Matt?
I would second Gage's thing. I don't think it's. I mean, it's a really good hobby. There's not a lot of people that can say they, can make, hundreds of thousands of dollars in a hobby. You see people with boats and stuff. All they do is spend money on a boat. But at least, as my dad and I've said, we can at least maybe recoup a little bit of it. But I mean, I don't know that it would be, there's guys that do it for a living and do it really well. The Labuses, the Lupogakis, those guys do it really well. And they also are very smart. They have an education. So if they didn't, have what they have right now, they could work a full-time job and make a really good living. But I think for right now, what Gage and I did last year, it's pretty crazy, but I mean, I don't know that it would be a career, but it's not too bad right now. It works. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, Matt, I guess what's your advice? You have both of you, but I know Matt for sure, you've amassed a pretty good lineup of like companies that are partnering with you now. What advice could you give to people watching who maybe, haven't had the success that you guys have had, but a way that they could get in the door or start those relationships?
I guess one thing is, first off, run the product. Know the product works. First of all, find the product that you really like and then go from there. I mean, I've had a lot of see a lot of people that want a deal on something just because it's a deal. Like I don't know. Personally, right. There's parts that I really like for my personal stuff, and those are the parts that I support. And from that, the more you buy stuff, the more you do this, the more you do that, you get to know the people there and become probably, more friends than, business acquaintances. And from that maybe comes, the for example, the deal where it's like, hey, we'll do a buy one, get one for you on a set of tires, or hey, put the sticker on your car. We'll give you a deal on, or a discount on a part. But really, I mean, and I think Gage can kind of, reiterate this a little bit, but I personally think it comes from running the product, making a good, solid friend base on the people who, are, direct with the product and go from there. Most cases, something comes pretty good from that.
Yeah, 100%. I can definitely agree with that because there's been plenty of times where people just ask me how to get a deal that I have or things like that. And I don't really mind, but like usually you don't want a deal from somebody that's just going to give you stuff. I mean, people don't really like that. And I mean, personally, I wouldn't really like that either because they're not really going to be there for you in the end. When you say your buddies with the sponsor, you guys are actually really good friends. You talk all the time. They're not just a sponsor; they're a buddy to you, and they'll be there no matter what. And it's way easier to support somebody that you actually enjoy being with. You enjoy the product. You think it's the best product. just way easier on everybody and just seems to work a lot better.
Yeah. Good. Well, we got another, thanks for that insight, guys. We got another question coming in. If you're watching on Facebook, thank you for joining us. I hope the feed looks okay here. First time we're trying this, so bear with us. If it works, maybe we'll try and keep doing it some more. With
Carly said the feed looks good.
Oh, good. Carly Truler says the feed looks good. That's good to hear. If we get her approval, then we're set. Marco Lopez wants to know first win in a big car. Gage. Why don't you start, Gage, and then Matt can talk about it.
Man, I guess I think actually my first win in a big car per se was in his Toyota Tundra racing racing Pro ET. It was pretty exciting. I that's in my head for some reason, so I'm pretty sure it was.
This was like a stock Toyota Tundra.
Pretty cool. I was like, literally like here, yeah, like 50 or whatever it is. It just is actually pretty good for a Tundra. I mean, I don't know. I was like barely legal to drive, and he was like, "Hey, you want to drive my truck today?" And I was like, "I guess, might as well, right?" So it just ended up being a good day. So.
All right. How about you, Matt? Do you remember?
Yeah. So, my first actual, you could go a couple different ways. My first actual win in a full size car was in a really good friend of mine's, kind of the same basis as Gage. Really good friend of mine's 1990 Ford F-250 pickup truck. It was on a Wednesday night at Norwalk, and it was kind of the same deal. It was like, "Hey, do you want to race this?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." So we hopped in it, and I was dialed like 22 something in the quarter, and I believe the throttle stuck when I was kind of cruising by like 8th mile.
What?
Like I was trying to give it a rip, and the throttle stuck, and my friend Kenny Case had to grab the gas pedal and pull it back up, and then we went back to the floor to get to the finish line. So, but yeah, the wind light was on. Maybe not so pretty, but I guess kind of the same basis as Gage. I don't think I had my license. I think I had my temporary license, my Ohio temp license. So I had to have someone ride with me. So Kenny rode with me. Luckily he was there, because I think if he wasn't, I'd probably be in the sand trap. But yeah, that was my first win in a full size car.
Oh my god! So this was like a race where you could have like a passenger, or what was the deal?
Yeah, it was like a Wednesday night, like streetcar night. And I think it was actually, we ran truck and van class, so it's all trucks and vans. So yeah,
Oh man,
that was it. I don't think there were many cars. It might only been a couple rounds, but yeah, those the throttle hanging definitely sticks in my mind pretty good. Kenny can attest to that.
that's interesting. I've never heard of a race like that. What's well, they have something like that with junior, like can't kids race cars now?
Junior stock, I think it's called.
Junior Street.
Or Junior Street, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
And
I
they're
think you
racing.
have to have a parent ride with you or something, and they I don't think they can drive it through the pits. I think they can actually only go down the racetrack, and then the parent has to drive them or something along those lines.
Yeah. All right, here's another one for you guys. What do you think the best setup is for bracket racing right now? Whether it's a door car or a dragster, what's the best engine combination stuff to have? What do you think?
Small block on alcohol on Mickey's with a FTI converter. It's like cheating.
It is. That easy. Plug two sponsors there too.
It's too easy.
It's too easy.
I would say I would second that. I think maybe Gage and I are a little partial. Small blocks with power glides and Mickey Thompson tires, FTI converters, and APD carburetors on alcohol. I mean, I think that's I mean, that's our, little niche, I guess. But I mean, there's a lot of people out there that have really good pieces and look at, I think Travis Laster is a perfect example. I mean, he goes 4'10" and makes it work. But then, there's guys out there, the George Hoffs of the world that go 7'10" and make it work, so it's, I guess, personal preference, but I think everyone has their own little niche, and ours just happens to be small blocks on alcohol with Mickeys and power glides.
And 100% snorkel scoops.
Snorkel scoop
For sure. Drag
Got to
lights.
get that air.
Matt, did we make any improvements to the Ranger this winter, or is it all the same, just fresh?
Just fresh, no improvements. I did spray a little brake cleaner on the firewall, clean off some stuff.
Good.
Other than that, no, it's no improvements. Just little improvement. I got Randy Shire and Joey Hessling, John Kyle at APD hooked me up with some billet, their new billet bowls for my carburetor. So got some billet bowls for it this year. Other than that, it's fresh, and that's about it. I'm not putting new tires on it yet. I'm gonna put new tires on it, but right now it's no improvements, just the same old thing.
Give me new meat. Come on.
You don't think so, Gage?
Cheaping out on the tires, my man.
Maybe I think it's probably on schedule to get some tires maybe before the 1.1.
That seems about right.
They need some fronts.
Gage was easy on it when he won the 500. He could have done a big burnout or something, and he just backed it up, and he went easy on it.
That's right.
He made up for the burnout, the 3 rounds.
I was supposed to nose it into the wall and do a burnout until the tires blew out, but that didn't happen.
That was the plan.
Yeah,
that
we
was the
realized
plan,
it didn't
but-
have a high side chip, so that probably wouldn't have worked out very well.
Oh man.
It flooded the valves.
Yeah.
All right. Another thing I want to talk about with you guys is practice routine, or how you stay good throughout the winter and during quarantine here. I know, Matt, you've told me before you don't really use a practice tree at all. So I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts to tell the people on how to stay fresh while we're down?
I don't normally use a practice tree. I go to some practice tree races, and that's about the extent of my my practice over the winter. I do slot car race a little bit, so that kind of keeps me at least in the mindset. Different spot on the tree, but keeps me in the mindset. But I think a lot of people can attest to this, but it's, if this is, if bracket racing is something that you love, like, you are thinking about it every day, so that keeps you just about sharp on at least the mindset side of it. Practice wise, I probably could hit the practice tree a little more. Maybe I wouldn't be 20 sometimes. But yeah, I do think that practice tree is the best thing you can do. And I think Luke has said it a couple times, is make your practice as real as it can get. I think he said he even gets in the car with his fire jacket and helmet on, and even, puts it in and out of gear just as like kind of a in between hits. But obviously it's practice is the only way you can get good at it. But definitely it helped to race a lot. Like, we raced all the way through almost January. Carly and I went to Palm Beach and raced in January with Gage, Nicole, and Donovan, and all those guys. And so we, that helped to only have a couple months of off season. But yeah, practice for sure.
Gage, what do you think?
Man, I don't even own a practice tree, honestly, but actually yesterday me and Donovan were bored, so we were just wearing out that practice tree they got out there. So I'm not very good at the practice tree, but we still play it, so it's fun. We put like distraction mode and stuff that's fun, stuff that we don't usually do, I guess. So it just keeps us well rounded.
Yeah, definitely. They need like some. That's another thing somebody should invent is some way for us to like for you to compete virtually on a practice tree. So like we could log in and we could both be sitting on the couch and like competing against each other.
Yeah,
I think that
I
would
think
be neat.
someone needs to pitch that to Porta Tree. Get a Porta Tree app.
They should. That'd be awesome. That's a good idea. If Porta Tree, if you're listening,
Yeah.
oh, Jags, there you go. That's what we're.
Yeah.
Hey, Jags, we've got an idea.
There you go.
So, what? Let's see here. Let me check the comments and see. Not many people are commenting any questions. I don't know why they're not commenting.
How many viewers do we have?
We've got 60 right now. We've had about 50 or 60 the whole time.
Okay.
So not bad. Pretty good.
Good for
this is our first try.
Average guys here. Average Joes.
Couple average Joes. Yeah.
Oh my God.
What's your what do you got? What's your favorite thing you've done over the last couple of weeks of being stuck in your house, not racing related? What else are you working on?
Grilling steaks, playing cornhole.
Grilling steaks.
That's about it. Just putting that meat on the grill. That's
Florida's
about it.
a little
We're getting
different,
real good at grilling.
We got to find room for the grill in the trailer.
I think the life in Florida is a little different than up here in Indiana and Ohio.
That is true.
Seems like you guys kind of just, hang out all the time. Raylo Riley is watching. Raylo's watching. What's up, Raylo?
Oh, yeah.
Yo.
I think Raylo runs a former Matt Dadas carburetor. Is that right?
Ooh, I don't think Raylo does. I think it's
Or is it Bob?
Brother Bob. Yeah,
Brother
Bob's
Bob.
got the.
Bob
He's
has
got the
Matt Dadas carburetor. So look for Bob Riley to be wearing them out this year.
I saw he's got the Mustang. I think it's a Mustang, right? Yeah. I think he saw he's got her ready to go. I think Raylo posted a picture of it.
Oh, did he?
I think so.
That's cool. Yeah, maybe he'll be making some appearances out there.
Right.
Matt Weston wants to know plans for the season. I assume he might be asking SFG about plans for the season. Maybe you guys too. But for everybody that's watching, since you're watching, Kyle has already put on his own Facebook, I think, let the secret out that the SFG 500 is going to be rescheduled, and look for a release tomorrow, actually, about the whole status of the SFG season, all the updated dates, everything that we're doing to cope with the pandemic we're in. But yeah, I just had to shuffle a couple things around. We'll have a full release on that tomorrow. And it will be pretty exciting. And once we get back out there.
I think that question
KJ Mulligan. KJ Mulligan's question.
Yep.
Have you ever ridden a house? I don't know what that means.
Ridden a house?
I don't know what that means, KJ. I don't think I've ridden a house.
I mean, you could technically say you've ridden in a house because you have a motorhome.
True, I have ridden in a house. KJ, maybe I don't know. Hank Mulligan, have you ever ridden in a house? I'm curious about that. I feel like if anybody, that might be a question for Hank.
Yeah.
So Hank Mulligan, if you're out there, it is now 1:42 in Central Time. Time to get up for the day. About time for your announcing shift to start. So a horse. It was a horse.
Oh, ridden
KJ
a horse.
said, have you ever ridden a horse? I have ridden a horse, actually. It's a good question. Not in a long time, though. But I would. Oh, wait, this past summer. Yes,
I was going to say,
sorry. I was just reminded. That is a total lie. I was just reminded by someone watching with me here that I did ride a horse. I was in Mackinac Island in Michigan this past summer, and I rode a horse there with my great girlfriend Victoria.
There you go. There's the plug.
There's the plug. So yeah, I have.
Boner.
Good question. Have you guys ridden a horse? Have you guys ridden a horse before?
I have. I believe it was at like a camp setting, maybe when I was like a little kid.
Yeah.
So it's been a minute. I don't know that I can hop up on one right now and let it ride, but I'm sure Gage has ridden a horse. Had to.
I've never ridden a horse, but I will ride a
Burch
horse.
has never
right
ridden
now.
a horse. Oh my goodness.
No.
You know, I was flipping through the channel today and I saw horse racing is still on at like the horse tracks. You can still bet on it. Nobody can go watch, but I was like, son of a gun, of course, you know, you can still bet on horse racing. So,
Yes.
you know, I don't know why we can't have drag racing when you can, we can start betting on drag racing, right?
I guess do
right.
the horses have coronavirus or?
I don't think horses get coronavirus, but I think the riders could. I have no idea. I'm not going to be an expert or anything. Here we have it. We have another question. Eric Thomas. What's up, Eric Thomas? Good guy. Speak about maintaining focus and mindset during long days as well as during a run. So we were just shooting this this series the other day. We had 4 hours in between a few of the runs that we were going through. 4 hours of you know, time going. We you know, the 500 started in the morning and ended at 3 a.m. So I think you guys would be good ones to ask this question too.
So I guess me and Matt we're both in the door car side, so we both kind of had the same amount of time to wait. But we just kind of don't really worry about it. We kind of just have fun. Like there's not even a race going on, and then we're called at the lanes. We just go. Like honestly, it doesn't even feel like 4 hours when you hang out with Matt, but it's just it's fun time. I mean, you got to have something to do when you're not racing, because you're not gonna be racing for a lot of the time. So just have a plan and, you know, have good people around you, I guess.
Yeah, I think at least during the 500 and some other races, I think Eric knows Norwalk is kind of a you know, it takes a while to get through some stuff, so you got some time in between. But I mean, for the most part, Gage and I just we would sit in the trailer, sit on fuel drums, and, you know, just talk, you know, hang out, mess around. You know, I'm sure my dad was trying to fix something on the motorhome in between there. So we probably helped with that. Hopped on the scooter a little bit, rode around, you know, try to not really, as big of a setting as you're in some of these races, try to not really focus on that. Just kind of hang out, have a good time. And I mean, most of the time having a good time turns into, you know, maybe some success down the road, I guess. But yeah, just kind of hang out, you know, just relax. No, try to not make it a big thing, you know?
Yeah, I think when the 500 was happening and all those rounds and everything, and
you were there.
I mean, we've said it kind of felt like Gage could have been racing for $500, you know, not 525,000, because it was just, you know, pretty fun and just kind of hanging out, and you know, I think that helps keep the right mindset, and probably, like, you know, people just, you know, might get too caught up in the stage that you're in, and you just kind of got to go with it. I mean, I don't think you treat any round different, Gage, no matter where you're racing. Is that correct?
Yeah, I don't really care. I mean, just if the one light's going to come on, it's going to come on. If it doesn't, I'll just go home. That's fine.
Just load it up.
Like, Hibachi just comes faster if I lose, so it's not that big of a deal.
Now we're talking.
Twan is in the house. Twan is watching. He said Snapchat.
He's been working on that S10.
Yo.
Yeah. Maybe Twan. Maybe SFG needs a Snapchat. Should I look into getting SFG Snapchat? We can have some stories. You know, some cool stuff there.
Now we're talking.
Kyle says Kyle's SFG stimulus race triple 50s for $500. I'm there.
I'm in.
Just take her money already. I mean, the man just knows. He just knows. He's like, oh yeah, they'll do this. You'd be crazy not to get that. 5.
No. Oh yeah. How can you?
50. I mean, how do you go to that not double? That's like the price of one entry for a normal 350s.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or 320s for $299.
There you go.
I mean, you can't raise 10 granders for that. 3 10 granders is usually like what, $400, $300. So,
you know, SFG's got the deals. Kyle thinks them up, and then you know, they happen. So, but yeah, we've got still 60 people watching this. Not bad.
Pretty consistent.
God's plan.
I think we've got what a few minutes left here. So if anyone has any more questions, you can leave them in the comments. Matt, I would say let's talk about let's have just some random questions here that are interesting.
Oh,
and I'm
boy.
going to ask you this because I know some of the answers. But what's your favorite type of food to eat?
Oh wow.
I know this.
Steak is definitely.
Oh, that's actually, I just thought of a great idea. You know what? I can ask the question and maybe Gage will answer since you guys are so close. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Gage, what's Matt's favorite kind of food?
Probably hibachi steak and shrimp.
Yep.
What do you
Yeah,
get?
I would say it's a pretty close tie between hibachi steak and shrimp or Carrabba's steak. That's Carrabba's is my go-to, but hibachi might be my favorite. It's kind of a delicacy.
Have we been able to get any of that with the clothes?
Carly and I got Carrabba's takeout the other day.
Carrabba's takeout to go. There it is.
Yep.
You gotta try the
Matt,
pizza.
what does it? What?
Carrabba's pizza. That's where it's at.
Yeah, that is your favorite.
Matt, what's Gage's hibachi order?
I'm pretty sure just steak, or no, chicken.
Nope, just steak.
Just steak? Maybe.
Just steak.
Okay, no, it was just steak. Remember we had it at Palm Beach at like 3:00 in the afternoon. We're the only ones in there.
One of the best things, Matt, I saw your mom is watching. Lisa Dadas is watching, and I don't know if she's still or not, but
she just
one of the funniest
me about 10 minutes ago.
One of the funniest things was at the 500 after Gage won, we made a full meal. She cooked all that stuff. Remember that? And
at 5 a.m.
At 5 a.m. it was like breakfast, but we hadn't gone to bed yet. Yeah. Oh man, that was good.
She makes great brownies.
What else we got for rapid fire questions? This ought to be good.
We need people to comment. People need to comment these rapid fire questions.
People should comment. Yeah, comment a rapid fire question if you got one. It can be anything not race related. Doesn't have to be race related. Whatever you want to know. We have the last 5 minutes or so here. Give us anything you want to know. Matt is always talking about steak. That's true.
Sure. Who said that?
That would be my grandma, actually.
Yes. She knows.
Got him.
Oh yeah. Everybody's tuning in. What TV show have you watched throughout the last couple weeks?
First 48.
First 48. Why do you like the first 48?
I don't know. I'm sure it's probably there's some stage stuff, but it seems like the most real, I guess, show that is kind of out there. I don't know. It's kind of fun to watch.
Matt's lying. He was watching The Bachelor every episode.
Oh God, that was one time.
Gage,
I said I'd never do it again.
You said you'd never do it again. Yeah. Hey, I'm telling you, there could be a reality show for big dollar bracket racing. I'm telling you.
100%.
What are we gonna call it?
Let's do it.
SFG
I don't know.
The Gambler.
The Gambler. Yeah. Right. Spot drop. I don't know.
That could be a good podcast name if anyone wants to take
spot
that
drop.
from me.
That's not a bad.
That's a good spot drop.
Spot drop. How let's see. Oh, here's another one. Best memory of racing besides Gage's win. Matt's runner up at the 500s. So we talked about that a little bit ago, but Gage said, well, we talked about your first wins, I guess. Did we talk about this question, guys?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Matt, you talked about the
race that
Norwalk
matters
race.
most. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, they said a couple of those. Do you prefer top bulb or bottom bulb? This is a great question for both of you, actually.
Ooh. I know Gage.
Thank you, Manny.
I would say, man, I don't know. I would say if you asked me this like 2 or 3 years ago, I would say bottom. But now I do a lot more top bulb racing, I guess. But I'm still a bottom bulber at heart.
Tough.
Gage. We
I like to swap boots.
you like to swap boots, okay?
Yeah.
Swap
Gage
boots.
likes to foot brake.
Kicking shoelaces.
Not in the
Oh,
truck though.
No,
Oh, yeah.
definitely not in the truck.
No go in the truck.
Tried that.
Get a floor in
Tried
the
it.
second. Too soon.
Okay, here's another question, racing related anyway, that I just came up with. If you show up at a race, no time runs, so like some of the SFG races are going to be. So let's say the Jegs 20K warm-ups this year, most of the SFG races, you show up, no time run, how much are you holding?
Phew. Well, I guess if you don't really have a time run, you have, I guess, kind of a little bit of an idea what you're going. But I don't know. I guess for me, maybe if I plan on missing it and being 30 or 40, maybe 3 or 4, I guess. I don't know.
Gage?
Enough,
8,
I guess.
9?
I don't know. I assume we'll be doubled, so nobody gets a time run. I'm probably just gonna make a time run, honestly, just to get my numbers and then race the rest. Unless my dude's like 80, and then I'll
Makes
actually
sense.
race him. But
Right.
I'm just gonna try to
Probably
go
not a
that
bad
on.
idea.
Yeah.
I like that play.
You like that play? All right. A couple more. All right, a couple other questions. Good. You guys just don't want to give your strategy away. You know, we know that you'll probably roll up holding 8, but it's fine. So Matt, your mom wants to know which car is your favorite race car to race? Because you have a lot. The Dadas family has a whole stable.
This is easy.
Definitely the Starfire. It does wheelies.
Starfire.
I think that's all I need to say.
All right, there it is. Gary Hunt. Gary Hunt, what's up? Announcer at US 130 Motorsports Park. Awesome guy. Super knowledgeable guy too. Remembers everything. He is wondering your opinions on True Start. Thoughts?
Gage, how do you feel?
You want to be good cap or bad cap?
There you go. Argue, but yeah.
I would say I like I don't hate True Start on the top. On the bottom, I'm kind of more of a maybe not True Start guy. I think there's a little more that goes into like at least on the top, you are exactly hitting in most cases the same spot. Like for the other guy, or two same racers, they probably have pretty close to the same delay or relatively close, I guess you could say. But bottom, there's a lot of different stuff. Like I don't have the same spot in the truck as say Kelly Smith has in his Roadster off the bottom, so I guess you could argue that you're not hitting the same spot. Yes, you are hitting the same spot, but you're not. So I'm a True Start guy on the top, but maybe not so much on the bottom.
You see, I am the exact opposite.
Excellent.
For me, on
make
the
your
bottom,
case, Gage.
Like, if I say I'm dialed like, I don't know, 623, and my dude's dialed like 740, if he drives by red in front of me and I'm hitting the bottom, like, oh, I'm not even going to be anywhere close now because I'm just staring at his red. I already know I won. On the top, I feel like the tree is super long when there's a True Start involved. Like every True Start race I've ever been to, I swear it's like stupid long. But I mean, it don't really matter. Everybody's got to deal with it. So I guess I'm cool with either way, but I'd say definitely True Start on the bottom.
Yeah, I would say I'm not gonna not go to a race because there's True Start. I'll be there regardless. But that's just my opinion, I guess.
I mean, I guess like the follow-up question to that is like, do you feel like if you've ever been the slower car, do you feel like you've been at a disadvantage your whole racing career every time you're the slower car because you could go red first? Is that something that you've like thought about and been like, gosh, I wish there was a solution for this, or have it just never really crossed your mind?
Nah, never really crossed my mind.
Yeah, me either. Because I mean, if you're red, it's just chance you take, like whatever. If you're slower car and you're
get a faster car.
Shout out to Chip. Chance you take.
Scott's wondering, Scott Overly here, wondering how many laps did you make at the 500? Well, we're about to have the video released, a 10-part mini series, Jegs How I Won It series with Gage, Matt, Justin Hutto, and myself, and we're putting that together to try to showcase what happened every round of that race and give some inside information. So about what they were going through as a driver and car owner. So overall, during the 500 itself, Gage made 12 runs. I think 12 runs.
Just the 500.
You count his buyback in the first rounds. At the 500 weekend, though, Matt, do you have a guess?
I just counted, so
Just counted. All right.
I'm on top of it. I have the slips in front of me. So we're gonna say 39 runs.
39 runs that weekend.
39
in the
runs.
truck.
Correct. In the truck.
Oh my goodness. There you go, Scott. 39 runs. Wow.
That's
Matt,
a lot of noise.
do you Matt, do you always do you carry those time slips with you everywhere? Just
Well,
like a prize?
I guess maybe not. No one knows, but I'm in the same exact spot where we filmed our Gage's How I Won It. So they're all sitting here.
Excellent.
But I do have a logbook full of time.
He does have everything. He knows. He's got it all. All right. Well, we've been at this for an hour now, so I guess any last comments that the two of you want to make before we log off and let people get back to their days?
I guess probably thanks Austin, thanks SFG, thanks Kyle, all the whole crew that makes this all happen. All the guys behind the scenes, Justin, Brad, all those guys. SFG, I mean, they're awesome. Treat us really well and give us the opportunity to do something like this. I would say I think Gage and I would be poor sportsman bracket racers if we didn't thank our sponsors also. Mickey Thompson Weisco, TFC Transportation, Deitcher's Tire, Rick Cole Racing, Rick Speedway Performance, Basil Race Fuels, Power Master Performance. Sure, I'm missing some other people. APD, FTI. I think that covers most of it. But
yeah,
pretty much.
A long list.
I definitely got to thank Mickey Thompson Tires, FTI, those guys, those two companies. They just do anything pretty much I need, and it's unreal the amount of time I can get stuff back in. I mean, it literally like a day or two, I can call them. They'll give me a little bit of crap here and there, but we'll get the stuff. Definitely, they're just really cool people to deal with and really cool people to be a part of my racing program. And it's just cool to use their parts and succeed with them. Just really cool to represent them like that. Penske Race Shocks, Cars by Tap, APD, all those guys. Matt Dadas, obviously, Austin, SFG, those guys. Seriously, SFG really puts on a great show, and they're definitely the most affordable bracket program out there, I'd say. Life-changing money.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal. Life-changing money for not breaking the bank on entry fees. But thank you guys for doing this with me, and thank you everybody that tuned in and watched, and all 60 of you that are still watching. Really appreciate it. Glad we could give you something to break up a little bit of your day here, give you something to watch on this Sunday. I think we enjoyed it, and if you did, let us know, and I'd be happy to try and get this going with some other SFG racers as well, kind of give you some insight into what they're doing. So thank you, and keep an eye out to SFG's Facebook and www.racesfg.com for some announcements coming out tomorrow regarding our 2020 season, and we are certainly looking forward to get to the racetrack. And thank you to all of our sponsors, our whole list of sponsors. We've got over 60,000 prize dollars in giveaways to give away this year, and then our major sponsors of Jegs, All Star Performance, Mickey Thompson, Hanson Global, FTI, and Fuel Tech. So thank you to all those great companies, and we look forward to seeing you soon to get this 2020 race season started. So have a good day, boys, and we'll see you later, Facebook.